What is good, everybody? Welcome back to Real Fan Sports. Week 10 in the NFL is underway. Are you ready for some Week 10 football?
Man, after that Monday night game, I'm ready for anything else. That was horrible. That
Man,
was the
that
worst thing.
score 27-6, but it felt like 9-3. Like I'm telling you, that was some of the poorest example of NFL football. Can someone in the comments let us know like what's going on with Thursday and Monday night games? Like, why are all the good primetime games on Sunday night? Did they just not care about Monday and Thursdays? Like, I don't understand it. But nevertheless, we're gonna start off week 10 with a just great game. Panthers and Bears. The battle of who's going to get the first seat or the first pick in the NFL draft. Well, regardless of who it is, it's going to be the Bears because the Panthers don't have their first round pick this year. So that's definitely going to be interesting. Do the Bears just lose on purpose? Like, it doesn't matter to them? I don't know. Who you got, Panthers versus Bears?
Uh, I'm a, I'm gonna go Badger. If they play in Badger, I'm gonna say the Bears. I'll just keep it simple.
All right. Heads, Panthers. Tails, Bears. All right, I got heads. Give me Panthers. Panthers did get their first win. Good for them, man. Good to see Bryce Young grab a win. Let's see if they can make it 2 in a row. Bears still dealing with Badgett, like you said. You have faith in Badgett, so we'll see. I'm not sure what the status is on Justin Fields. We'll see how that hand works out. But
good defense.
Yeah, maybe. All right, we'll bring it up next. Colts versus Patriots. Colts 4-5, Patriots 2-7. They stinking it up a bit as well. Who you got in this one?
Man, last game I thought the Patriots defense would have did a lot better than what they end up doing. I'm still a fan of Minshew, so I'm gonna go with the Colts, man. Straight up Colts.
Yeah, I'm a rock with the Colts too, man. Y'all know how I feel about Mac Jones and the Patriots, and that is a big part of this. I mean, we're getting to the part of the season where we're in week 10 now, where what teams are all made of. And some of these games are just ones where it's like, I definitely won't be tuning in. And this is definitely one of them at this point. I mean, Colts did get a big time win. They, nearly shut out the team they played against. So I think they can go ahead and beat the Patriots as well. Next up, a game that is actually going to be pretty exciting after a crazy come from behind win by CJ Stroud and the Texans. CJ Stroud breaking records as a rookie quarterback. Man, what a game by Stroud. And they're playing up against the Cincinnati Bengals, who were able to grab a good win against the Buffalo Bills team, who is struggling. But the Bengals are looking like they're back in full force. They're looking as good as what we expected. Nothing like what they were at the beginning of the season. It's night and day. What do we think of this matchup?
It's an interesting one because, like you said, C.J. Stroud has looked really good, and Burrow is starting to look like he has his former. He's looking like his former self. Form is starting to come back. Leg looks healthy. He's able to scramble without too many issues. I don't think it's. I mean, you would assume after the last game, but being that they played the Bills haven't been playing like the Bills themselves in a minute. So I want to say Cincinnati, but if C.J. Stroud had one of those games, it would be against the Bengals. But I do think the Bengals will win this though.
Yeah. I mean, the deal is the Bengals are sitting at 5-3, but they're still bottom of the division because that AFC North is just so powerful right now. I think there's some fakers in there, and I think that will change. But every game right now is a must win until these other teams start losing. I'm going to go ahead and rock with the Bengals as well. Next up, we're going to have the New Orleans Saints versus the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings with Dobbs, who came in with no practice, no snaps with his center, no idea of the play. It's honestly insane what he was able to do and how the communication between the offense coordinator of the Vikings and him were able to go run through the plays as they were calling them. Absolutely phenomenal by him and a great win over the Atlanta Falcons. But they're going to be playing against the Saints, who feel like they're finally getting things back together. Taysom Hill has been the X factor with the New Orleans Saints. Carr playing much better, still not at the quality that I know a lot of Saints fans want him to be, but it has been playing a lot better. The defense has been struggling a bit, though. Who do you have in this game?
The defense has been struggling, and that's what questioned my choice for the Bears because they didn't look that great against Badger. To be honest with you, Carr does look better. The offenses seems to be working and chugging along just nicely. Um, it's very impressive to see what Dobbs did just after barely being a Viking after 5 days, not even really getting the full playbook, and playing fairly well, to be honest with you. I don't expect it to happen again just like that because it's going to be different. At least now this second game he'll know his teammates' names. He will know everybody's
Hey,
names.
well, that's good.
But but I will say I do believe the Saints should win this one. Um, I believe the Saints should win. I'll just leave it like that.
I'm a rock with the Saints, but the Saints always play poorly against the Vikings. The Vikings always find a way to come back and grab a win. I think it's possible that Justin Jefferson could come back this week, which would be huge for the Vikings. And the Saints do struggle against mobile quarterbacks, and Dobbs can definitely get out on the run if need be. I think we're gonna have some trouble, but I'm just gonna hope and pray that the Saints can continue on the streak that they're doing, keep doing what they're keep attacking with Taysom Hill. Their defense will come together. We have a top 5 defense in the league. We just got to pull it together, and we need to get some big stops against this Viking squad. Next up will be Green Bay Packers versus the Steelers. Steelers sitting at 5-3, Packers 3-5, getting a win last week. It's been a while since we've seen the Packers in the win column, so that was good. What do you think about this matchup?
This one is going to be ugly football. We have two teams that, we talk about teams having identities. I don't think either team knows who they are. The Steelers don't realize what they come from, the great history they come from. The Packers also has a great history, but these teams, man, they play ugly football, just super ugly football, not consistent. But with Love having the struggles he's having with that very porous offensive line, I can't see the defense of the Steelers not teeing off on this man and having a successful outing. So I'm going to go with the Steelers. I'm going with Steelers.
Man, we're just in sync today. I got the Steelers as well, but I will be paying a lot of attention to Pickens, his facial expressions, how he's acting on the sideline during this game, because Pickens in his second year is very unhappy with how things are going over there. He feels like he's not getting utilized. And, kind of causing a little bit of drama in that locker room. I mean, if there's one thing with the Steelers that's always true is some type of drama from either a running back or a wide receiver. It just always happens, man. But I'll definitely be looking at that. But yeah, Steelers should handle this one fairly easy, I'd even say. Like, it'll be ugly, but they're going to get a win by at least a score. Next up is going to be Titans and Buccaneers. Are they still rocking with Levis, man? I hope so.
I believe they still are. Even though I know everything on ESPN shows Tannehill as the starting QB. If they do that, that'd be the biggest mistake they've made this season so far. But
it's time to move on.
Yeah, it's just time. It's past that point. I think if they have Levis, it gives them a great opportunity to win this game. Baker Mayfield and crew, they've kind of been struggling a little bit in the last couple of games, regardless of how much positive they had in a connection with Evans and White, how White has looked, who had a great game last week. I know it's hard to pick the rookie over Baker Mayfield, but if it's Levis, I'm picking the Titans.
I'm gonna go opposite, man. I'm gonna go ahead and say the Bucs are gonna go ahead and get this win, mainly because the Titans just still confuse me a whole lot. Like they're great one week, horrible the next. I feel like their identity used to be all through Derrick Henry, and like even now he's not getting the touches as we've seen in the past. It's starting to increase a little bit more frequently as of last couple weeks. I hope they continue to ride through that, but I think the Buccaneers have enough to grab a win at home.
I can see that.
We're going to have 49ers versus the Jacksonville Jaguars next up at 12 o'clock. 49ers coming off their bye week, as well as coming off of, 3 straight losses? Facing a Jags team that's been playing damn good.
Yeah, really, really good.
Are the Jags going to make the 49ers drop 4 straight?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm going with the Jacksonville Jaguars in this game. As much as I do like Brock Purdy, and I like a lot of pieces that the Niners have, I have Ayuk and Purdy on my team, my fantasy leagues, but I also have ETN. And I think regardless of what happens in this game, he's gonna have a good game. You know what I'm saying? They're coming from bye, so it's gonna be a good outing for them. It's gonna suck that the Niners are gonna lose 4 in a row, but I think it's gonna happen.
Wow, that is okay.
Yeah.
Dude, and, the thing is, I'm saying that, but I'm not completely against it either. But I just feel like the 49ers are going to have a bounce back game. We saw Brock Purdy go ahead and take some time off, went back home, working on his farm. And also, sidebar, people were complaining about him going and working on the farm during his break, and they were saying, oh, he just doesn't get it. Why is he not in the gym or working and stuff like that during his it's his off week, guys. Like, after 3 straight loss, he needs to go and just settle in, relax, and come in to this week and hopefully be bounce back and refreshed. Like, come on.
Sometimes you gotta walk away when you're in a losing streak. You gotta take a step back. And that's what he did.
That's what he did. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the 49ers. Also, because I need Purdy to have a damn good game because he's going to be my starter with Miami being on a bye. So Brock Purdy all the way. Let's go, baby. Next up, we're going to have Browns and Ravens, a little divisional game. Ravens have been red hot recently, and then the Browns defense has just been holding it down. Deshaun Watson is back. Amari Cooper getting the touches that we expect, especially with Deshaun being out there. The one thing that is different, though, with the Browns that I really like is that they're finally using Njoku. Not just when Deshaun Watson is out, now when Deshaun Watson is playing, he remembers they have a phenomenal athletic tight end in Njoku.
Absolute monster in Njoku. I love that dude. He's great talent.
So this game's going to be in Baltimore. What do you think?
Even with all that positivity that we spoke into the Browns, I don't see them winning this game. I think it's going to be Ravens. Lamar Jackson is finally starting to play at a different level. I know I said that last week, but you can just see it. The game, Gus Edwards is playing great. Andrews is playing really good. The defense is starting to really see who they really are and get pivotal stops when they need to get those stops. I think the Browns will have a decent game, skill-wise, different players will have games. Watson, I want to see more about with Watson. I'm still not sold on him completely now as a starter for the Browns. I'll be honest with you. But I will say I do believe the Ravens are going to pull this one out.
I'm going to rock with the Ravens as well. Look, the one thing everybody talks about with Lamar is he can't throw the ball. Well, guess what? He has almost 2,000 yards passing. He has 9 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. Gus Edwards is, looking very good these last couple of weeks. They're working on all cylinders. Their defense has been good. I'm going to go ahead and rock with the Ravens too.
Yeah.
That'll bring us up to our first 3 o'clock game between the Falcons and the Cardinals. Falcons coming back from a upsetting loss against the Vikings to play a very weak Cardinals team who I don't even know who the quarterback is. Is Kyler Murray going to be back? Is it going to be the rookie again? I mean, regardless of who it is, I'll just keep this one quick. It should be Falcons, but leave it for Arthur Smith to just decide not to use his number 1 draft pick in Bijan Robinson again, or not number 1, but first round draft pick Bijan Robinson, or his first round draft pick previous years in their tight end, Kyle Pitts. So, man, everybody wants to blame Ritter, but I think a lot of people are starting to look at that head coach now as well.
I have a question for Cardinals organization. Did you let go of Dobbs because you don't think you need him with Kyler Murray, or you didn't want to win any more games?
Oh, so they didn't want to win any more games, I think.
Okay, because you're playing Clayton Tune, who looked like a deer in headlights that last game. that man was running for his life, and it's like he had time to be prepared. What happened? It didn't even like there was any preparation that went on. I believe Murray, he's still under pup right now, so it's a good possibility he's not playing again this week. I'm going Falcons. Really, it's a toss up. Who wins, but I'm going Falcons.
Yeah, I don't think it's much toss up. I think the Falcons are really good. I just still don't understand the coaching decisions by Arthur Smith. And as far as Cardinals thing, I think they did Joshua Dobbs a solid. He sent him to Minnesota where there's debates on who the starting quarterback will be next year. And then Cardinals know they want to get a number 1 draft pick and try to grab Caleb Williams. So they did him right. So I'm not really mad at them for how they went about it. Next up, Lions versus Chargers. I'll tell you what, we just watched the Chargers play, and they won 27-6 against the Jets, but it wasn't like a 27-6 game. Look, that offensive line, horrible. Play calling, horrible. Defense was good against the Jets. Lions are gonna win this one.
You know, I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go Lions because that game was terrible. And Herbert, I don't know I know your finger's hurting, but you need to go to the office and say, I would like to throw the football. Football.
Please, I do have an arm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
New York Giants versus Cowboys.
Can we just say Cowboys and just go to the next game?
Washington Commanders and Seahawks. Seahawks, how'd they lose that one, bro? That was bad. Yeah, they scored 3 points?
I think it was 3, yeah.
It was supposed to be a tough game. I mean, they're in a position to try and be, top in the NFC. Top their division above the 49ers. Go and win that game, or at least make competitive. Now you got me thinking y'all are fakers, which I don't believe that fully, but that was a rough look for the Seahawks last week. Who do you
got? I want to say Seattle. It sucks because I know Sam Howell is so much better than what he's been playing like. I just know he is. You've seen the flashes when he went against Philadelphia. You've seen it. Mm-hmm. But then they throw up so many L's just recently. It's like, what's going on with that team? And Geno Smith and the Seahawks, they can play a lot better than what they played. As far as what happened with against Baltimore,
where's DK Metcalf? This is what I want to know. Why is this dude irrelevant now? This dude is a freak of nature. Like, have y'all seen him?
This man only has 450 yards in the season so far.
Do the coaching staff see him? I know he was injured for a little bit. Is that affecting him that bad? Like, I just don't get why he's not getting 10 to 12 targets every single game.
I will say I watched a big chunk of the last game this past weekend, and they just weren't throwing to him. There was times where he was wide open. I mean, there was no defender near him. They just were not throwing to him. Their game plan was something else focused, and it was not Metcalf. And it should have been Metcalf from jump. They would have they probably wouldn't have won, but that they at least had 14, 17 points. I can say that. I'm going to go Seattle over Commanders.
I'm going to go Seattle as well. Sunday night. Oh, we were just talking about how Sunday night's been getting all the prime. Now we got Jets and Raiders. Nah, I'm going to start it off and say the Raiders are going to get the win here. I think the Raiders are playing with each other and for each other now, which is something they haven't done in 2 or 3 years, and probably even longer from ownership all the way down to practice squad. The one thing I really liked, I forget the coach's name. Who's the new head coach's name?
He's Antonio.
Yeah, Antonio. He came out in the presser, was talking about how he had practice squads guys at the game. They sat out on the bench, and he's just trying to build that culture, that community around everybody. He goes, no, I want them there. I want them there at every single game. He goes, and I hope they get inspired while they're at the games to work hard to get onto the actual squad. Like, that's what he wants. I love that. I've got Raiders over Jets.
When I saw that interview, and it made me think to look at the Patriots games next weekend to see if they have a smaller sideline compared to everybody else. Because I wonder if that's a Patriots thing. They don't have the practice players on the sideline. Like, that's kind of foul. These guys are working to be a part of this team. Just because they're practice squad, they should still be there. But I think with what we just saw with the Jets game, just recently against the Chargers, if the Raiders don't go in there and they don't have to have a similar effect, but have something that's just as resembling, and still have a good game, I'll be surprised. And I expect this game, Adams to be more involved.
Mm-hmm. I'd hope so.
Yeah.
And then that'll.
Oh Lord.
What?
This. I'm just looking at the matchup: Broncos and Bills.
Oh. All right, and that'll bring us up to our final game of the week, which we will be live for, just like we will be live for that Thursday game here on Real Fan Sports. Broncos versus Bills. Struggling Bills. Are we still saying the Broncos are struggling? I mean, they're still struggling, but they're actually getting a win now. Like they got 3 wins on the board. Ugly ones, low scoring. We're still not seeing that offensive mastermind that we expected to see from Sean Payton, but they're getting wins now. Do you think they have enough to beat the Bills, who just feel like they are just not connected at all anymore?
I think in this game the Bills can trip into a win and still beat them. The Broncos, I don't know what this is. Well, I don't know what the issue is there. I don't know if it's coaching. I don't know if it's just Wilson. I don't know if there's a disconnection because people aren't just there's no there's no camaraderie. I don't know. I don't know what it is there. The Buffalo Bills, there is something truly missing out of there. We can see it. It's not the same team we saw last year. And even last year, we said we felt that the team was kind of slowly degrading. And it feels like it's even more. And honestly, I say after this year, Diggs, go get your bag somewhere else because you're not being treated with respect here. Allen, you need to learn how to play football again. I don't know what happened to you.
Yeah, it's like he reverted. It's like everything
Yeah.
he learned that made him a better quarterback, he went into reverse. Like, dude jumped in a time machine and just it looked bad. I mean, he has 18 touchdowns, which sounds good, but he has 9 interceptions. Interceptions has always been a problem. He has 2,400 passing yards. But that offensive line has not been good. They don't try and get the run game going, which was different from what they did at the beginning of the season. James Cook was getting a lot of touches. He's not seeing that as much anymore. Defensively, there's holes all over the place. There was moments where I'm just sitting like, how are these guys wide open? Like, what is it? Is it coaching? Is it players? I don't know. But this is upsetting because I did like the Bills. I was rooting for the Bills. And to see this fall off like this is frustrating. I can't imagine actually being a Buffalo Bills fan and having to go through this season after getting all the hope back over the last 3 years of, man. I think the Bills still win this game. But I'll tell you what. Don't be surprised if they just have another just exploitation to where and the Broncos are able to slide in and grab a win.
Yeah, if they, you could kind of see it happening, unfortunately. But I Bills should win. But if Broncos win, it's just okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
but yeah.
That's our prediction, guys. So let us know in the comments below what you think we got right, what you think we got wrong. Make sure you let us know who your Super Bowl picks are for the season. This is going to be some interesting games. I wouldn't say fun games. Last week, we had some fun ones up until Monday, but we'll see how it goes. Appreciate y'all. Love you guys, and we'll catch y'all on Thursday for the live stream. Peace out.
Peace out, y'all.